Hello and welcome to the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel. This is Benji, and today I'm joined by Ravage. Say what up, Ravage.
Hey, what's up?
All right, if anyone's not familiar with this series, I bring someone on who knows how to play a deck. They tell me what to do over a few games on Yugioh Pro, and then I try and ask the questions that you, the audience, may have. So Unchained's become really popular in the last couple of weeks. Ravage, I have found and is willing to assist me with this lesson on how to play Unchained in-game from the Chamber of Unchained Tylers. If anyone's not named Tyler, become Tyler, join the Unchained Discord server where you can find the spreadsheet of Unchained combos. Every combo that exists is for the most part in there, with the exception of a few things. I think actually what Pack's been showing hasn't actually made it into the spreadsheet. Maybe it has, maybe I haven't seen it yet. But everyone should check out the Unchained Discord server and the Unchained spreadsheet, which will be linked in the description down below. Ravage, you've been playing a deck since the new stuff's been out and before?
Yes, I have.
All right, cool. I myself have just been recently playing it, but I don't like playing decks the way they are traditionally played, which is why I'm never comfortable teaching them myself. I'm actually playing a 60-card Orcust Phantom Knight build just because I'm goofing around with weird stuff. Also, it has some sort of outs for Floowandereeze, which this deck has a weakness to. Anyways, so we'll play a few games, and then we'll come back to deck list if there's anything we need to discuss. But first, we'll do quick card by card, just so if anyone wants to acquire the cards, you'll know what they are called. We have 1 copy of Abominable Unchained Soul, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 1 Fiendish Rhino Warrior, 3 Tour Guide from the Underworld, 1 Unchained Soul of Disaster, 3 copies of Sharvara, 1 copy of Shayama, 3 Aruha, 2 Rakea, 1 Sarama, 1 DDD Vice King Requiem, 3 copies of Abomination's Prism, 3 copies of Dark Contract with the Gate, 3 Pot of Prosperity, 2 Triple Tactics Talents, 3 Triple Tactics Thrust, 1 Wailing of the Unchained Souls, 2 Abominable Chamber of the Unchained, 3 copies of Escape of the Unchained. In the extra, we're on 1 DDD Stone King Darius, 2 copies of Wave King Caesar, 1 Divine Arsenal AA Zeus Sky Thunder, 1 Nightmare Griffin, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Muckraker from the Underworld, 1 copy of Unchained Abomination, 2 copies of Unchained Soul Lord of Yama, 2 copies of Unchained Soul of Anguish, 2 copies of Unchained Soul of Rage, 1 DDD Divisor King Deuce Machinex, and in the side we're on 3 copies of Nibiru the Primal Being, 1 Dark Ruler No More, 3 Forbidden Droplet, 1 Herald of the Abyss, 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance, 1 Dimensional Barrier, and 3 Evenly Matched. So Ravage, is there anything about your deck list that might stand out to people as interesting or different? I know people are questioning whether or not Disaster should be played, things like that.
I think Disaster should be played.
In the main deck? Because I think side decking it is like an option people have considered, right?
Yeah, that's also an option. You do face the mirror quite a lot now since it's a high tier deck, but it's also good until even other matchups. Used to be good in versus Kashtira, but that deck's gone now. It's pretty good into Pirelli sometimes. If they decide to summon a body off of the field spell after you got rid of their Noir, you have another way to get rid of that body so you can link climb up and then be able to kill probably that same turn. If not, then set up a good board.
All right, cool. I know it's a big part of the anti-Nibiru lines. I think this is one of the ways to get the most body value out of it.
It is, yes, because you can make a Mudcracker with it, and then even with that, reborn like an Anguish, and then Anguish take out their nib, or not their nib, Anguish in one of your bodies into a Griffin line, so that you can set up at least something against nib, not end on nothing, which if you go for the standard line that was introduced before, you would lose to nib, but now thanks to the new lines that have been found, it's a lot better into nib.
All right, cool. So if you want to just ensure the nib token leaves the actual nib leaves the field, that's where your Disaster usually comes in. I guess if you have enough bodies, you can get into Anguish and just get rid of it that way. So Anguish is like the way of not needing Disaster at all to get like the full counter nib board, I think.
Yeah, but with Anguish, you would need more extenders in order to play through nib that way.
Okay, so you'd have to have Sharvara plus some other extra float somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Disaster is like worth 2 bodies in that sense, right?
Yeah, it really is, because they usually nib like before you're able to use Sarama, so you don't get the trap. You can go Sarama, target Disaster, and reborn something so that you get value off of it.
All right, cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else about your list that's worth discussing. You're on Wailing. I know Wailing's been like a in and out card for people. I think it's become a little more playable now that Sharvara is being played, or now that Sharvara is out and you can get easy access to it.
You get easy access to it. It also becomes another name in order to play through like some disruptions. Sometimes your opponent just has like too many hand traps and then a 1 card starter. And it's almost impossible to play through, but if you have the extra Wailing, you might be able to play through if you drew enough names. So it's always coming in clutch to set with Sharvara. And then It can even be an end board piece if you really need it.
Yeah, I've heard it's pretty good against like floodgates. Also, there's like the option of popping it early in the combo and then setting it at the end and then flipping it over to have it on the end board.
Yep, that is also something. Because you can extend with it, set it with Sarama, flip it, and then you can break a board that way while you're comboing if you're going second. So it's good going second as well. I think it's better going second than first, but yeah.
Makes sense. It was always considered a weird card because it was like unlikely to actually resolve. But I guess now that it's easy access, you can use it in a more productive manner. All right. I think your extra deck's a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing, but barely. I think some people are on 3 Yama and maybe 1 Anguish, and maybe, I think I've seen this with 1 Caesar. I've heard Caesar being played at 2 is not that uncommon anymore.
Yeah, the Caesar on the crackback is really good against steals, and then even against maybe if they top deck Niv for turn, or if they have some way to stop you from OTKing. Branded Chimera will have the Chimera in the graveyard to reborn something so that you can't kill, but if you have Caesar, it would ensure that you can kill because you would force them to use it early, and then you can just link off the body that they summoned.
All right. Thoughts on, we were talking about it, your thoughts on 2 Anguish?
Yeah, I think for me, it's been coming up a lot, the second Anguish, because if I don't banish the second one off the pot of prosperity, then I usually have to go a weird line where I summon Sarama, set disaster, pop disaster, reborn the one I already used. And it doesn't feel as good as making it instead with Yama plus Shayama that I have on field after comboing and breaking a bit of the board.
All right. One more question, just because obviously you're playing extra copies of cards that I wasn't playing and that I see vary. What's missing here that would normally be here? I think Access Code's been played by a couple of builds.
Yeah, Access Code's been played. I don't think you need it to OTK. It does come up if you want to like stop effects from triggering after you link off with Anguish, but I think you should be fine with those cases. And then there's also
Underworld is missing also.
Yeah, Underworld Goddess is missing, but I think now that D-Link has less consistency, I don't think it'll see as much play, so I don't think Underworld Goddess is very necessary anymore. But even if because that was usually the reason we ran Underworld Goddess, it was the Boral end. We needed an out for it, but I think Zeus is also a fine out for it. And not only that, it helps against clearing other boards, not just Boral ends.
Okay. All right, just trying to see if there's anything else worth mentioning. I feel like we covered everything. I think everything else is fairly standard, so I should be at least somewhat comfortable with the decision lines we'll be making. So again, once again, if anyone's not familiar with the series, Ravage will tell me what to do in a few games, and I'll try and ask the questions that you have. The problem is I actually do play the deck a little bit, so I do have some idea of what I'm doing, so I might forget to ask certain things. We'll play some games and we'll see what happens. We'll come back to the deck list at the end if anything doesn't come up. Ranked, I'm currently silver. I have no idea how good that is. I think I played 5 games, lost 1. All right, paired with Duelist, we fist bumped, we scissored, and they rocked our scissor. All right, so they are probably going first. Their draw phase. Opening. I assume we save Ash for Branded Fusion?
Yeah, that would definitely be the better Ash here.
All right. Oh, and they're actually pitching Branded Fusion to... All right.
We definitely know that they have to have a Branded Fusion hand unless they're misplaying, but they're probably...
We would still resolve through Lost if they're searching Lost.
Yes, because you can only not negate activations, but Ash negates effects, so you can still negate it.
Okay, so we let them search Lost, because that feels like what would be done here if they're pitching Branded Fusion to search. I'd imagine the most sensible... Okay.
Our opponent is just throwing...
I don't know, it just felt weird. What would be the point of doing this? Because I feel like I probably... Oh,
there's our better Ash. Yeah, we can definitely Ash the Sword Knight now that we know that they're playing the Chimera version.
Oh, it didn't matter what we did. A lot of decisions, no real impact on them.
Yep.
So I guess I hear you're supposed to try and stop if you have Imperm, Baphomet, and if you have Ash, the Sword Knight, or Baphomet. All right, what do you think the odds? I guess we know the odds. They could hit Charvara and give us a free trap. That'd be cool. In the long run, what did they pitch? They originally pitched a Branded Fusion. So pretty much they were conserving their normal summon from Mirror Sword Knight.
I think the best thing they can hit out of our hand is the Prosperity.
Now you think we're better off just having Charvara?
Yeah.
They are on Light Sex Sealed Fusion, which I think is usually... What is that used for? Is it to be Dark Magician?
Yeah, it's usually for Dark Dragoon, which I think they're going to make here.
Okay, we might just not have enough gas to get through. Maybe we do.
We might. I think, yeah, we have an out to Dragoon here, but it'll be weird.
Also, we got to contend the 2 different types of negates.
Yes.
Total is what? Monster effect? Your opponent activates a card or effect that target. Okay, so total is target, but destroys. And Mirror Sword Knight is a monster activates on the field, right?
Yes.
Oh, Sharvara. I would like to set a card.
Yes. We're fine triggering that as well, because if they negate with Dragoon, they won't get the 1,000, so it makes it easier for us to crash the bomb and out it.
Okay. Additionally, they would be down 1 card to do that, but I'm not sure. The trap might be better to have. I'm not really sure, though. Just so everyone knows, Dragoon must destroy the card in order to gain the 1,000 attack, and it cannot do that if the card is in the graveyard or in the banish zone. You can't destroy a card that's already in one of those 2 locations.
That's fair.
Alrighty, preference.
I'd like to set escape here, just in case we need it, because we are going to be normal summoning the Aruha on our turn.
So normal? Okay.
We are going to need to do it, because we don't want the Dragoon gaining 1,000 here. Dragoon is our biggest problem at the moment.
Alrighty. So, should we start with Prosperity?
I think we start with Aruha.
It's normal, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And then entering battle phase immediately after.
Okay, I wasn't clear that was what the plan was, but that makes sense. So we go to battle phase, so we're destroyed, we're in the graveyard, he can't gain 1,000. We also get to chain block with a bomb, or the opposite?
Yeah, we get to chain block with a bomb, and then once we out the Dragoon, we get to search any starter with Prosperity since we already have the trap.
Gotcha. So battle phase, crash into Chimera, the King of Phantom Beasts?
Yes.
Well, they are thinking, because they may want to... Oh, are we in battle phase? Because they probably have Chimera Fusion, which can't be used outside of battle. None of these cards can really be activated during battle. I guess there's always a chance that they said something else, Super Poly or something.
There is that chance. I don't know what they would make, though, with it. Probably just a...
Nothing on our board. I can't imagine that they'd get a Fire Fiend with any of their cards.
Yeah. It would probably keep a bigger Chimera.
Oh, they could also do a Fiend and a Beast. They can make another Chimera, the King of the Phantom Beasts.
They can.
We've successfully made it to battle, so let's go crash. And what's the chain link order you want to do? Because do we want to resolve summon from deck, or do we want to resolve a bomb?
We want to resolve a bomb in order to be able to beat the Dragoon. I don't think they will negate the Aruka anyways, because if they do, we get to trigger a bomb and then pop their back row.
All right,
so I think we definitely want a bomb to resolve first.
So a bomb 1?
Yes.
Okay, a bomb 1, Aruha 2.
Yes.
And will they negate it? So they're negating that. All right.
And we'll summon the bomb, and we will go with the effect to discard Disaster.
What it's best at being used for? Destroying non-targeting. Preference of pop.
I would destroy the back row since it's most likely the fusion, and we don't want them to use that on their turn.
All right.
And then we will crash into Dragoon here.
Mirror Sword Knight. Special 1 monster from your... Oh, it's summoning from deck. Okay, who cares? What are they going to get? Big Wing and then search 2 again? Okay. Just clarifying, we did pop Chimera Fusion. Alrighty.
Alright. And now we can enter our main phase 2 and go Prosperity for 6 to try and dig for a starter.
Preference of Banish.
It would be a Caesar, an Anguish, a Darius, a Mudcracker, a Griffin.
I guess we're past the point of that combo making sense. Alright.
Yeah. And then the Zeus.
Okay. Hope for the best.
And there's our starters.
Yeah. Which one are we taking?
So I don't want to use that yet. I'll add Prison.
All right. We have normal.
We have normal. So we can go activating Abomination's Prison to search for Aruka. Or
we haven't used the in-hand effect, but we have used the graveyard effect.
Yeah, but I think Sharvara is actually our play here.
All right. Sharvara pop trap.
Yep. And then that'll summon Shayama. And then we'll link off into Yama. Go with Chainlink 1 Yama, Chainlink 2 Sharvara to play around Ash.
We're also playing around one of these graveyard cards. We used Escape, so I guess we're setting Chamber?
Yes. And then we'll be searching the Aruha from the graveyard. Yep.
Oh, that's the graveyard one, right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to the, what do you call it? Play line.
Then we will go Aruka effect to summon. Yep. And then I'll pop that. Summon that. And then from here we can go into, it might have to be Summon.
Just be mindful we have used the Ruha.
Yes, is why I'm thinking about the line here.
Yeah, no problem. I feel like that's the easiest thing to forget here.
So if we go pop, then that effect will summon. Pop. We won't be able to break too much of the board.
I don't think we're winning at all, but I think we have some effort to try here. I don't know how good it is.
We can definitely make Caesar so they can't use the Chimera Fusion anymore. That's our best bet. And they can't attack over it with any of their monsters that they currently control.
All right, what is the line?
The line, I'm trying to see what gets us more follow-up. I think it'll just have to be summoning Sarama for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Then we'll be able to go activate Sarad, set, escape.
We haven't used dog, right?
We haven't.
Just consider that. Although we are running low on time.
Yeah, I really think the trap is valuable here, so it's
All
definitely escape.
And what do we pop?
We will be popping Yama here.
Okay, which probably feels weird. They're probably considering the negate of monster effect. Okay, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, and then we'll just go Shayama then here, popping the Sarama. And then Sarama effect will trigger, summoning the Sharvara. And we'll go into Caesar immediately before we get our Yama in graveyard, so it can't be Bestial. And then we don't really need to, I guess we can force we're definitely going to go Anguish, because once they negate, it'll be destroyed, and it'll get us follow-up.
And I guess we try to eat Phantom Beast?
I don't think it's our best target. I think our best target would probably be Berfomet, because otherwise, if we let it on the field, they'll be able to use the graveyard effect. They negate it anyways. We'll be using only Anguish, and Anguish will add us a Shavara.
I want to use Yama. All right. Okay. And I guess we're passing here, right?
Yeah, we'll be passing here.
Okay. I don't think we're in a great spot, but I think they just have too many cards. But at the very least, this card contests a decent amount of things.
Yeah, I think we're in a spot to be able to survive next turn for the least. And then we have enough follow-up to be able to probably do more next turn. So we'll be adding Chimera Fusion back. So now we know they have 2 in hand, which will contest both of the Caesars.
Now they're getting Polymerization, so that's 3 spell activations. Polymerization, I think. I guess we negate it. Might as well, right?
Yeah, we're probably forced to negate here. 100%. Yeah, we're going to get rid of the Shabara, but we can trigger it.
What does it say? Your opponent activates a monster effect on the field. So they're just negating us doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I lost track of how many of them they had. So Poly will resolve. And what would they summon?
I think it's probably going to be Guardian Chimera here.
Makes sense. Okay, I think we can safely concede, but I guess we'll just play it out at this point. Not that much left happen.
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't matter here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We can probably set Wailing in order to have it in the loop.
My only reason for maybe not doing it was to reveal we're on it, but we still have a game to... Alright, so that's been destroyed.
We'll be able to trigger Caesar. I don't think we triggered Yama here. Yep.
This is one of the other benefits of playing 2 Caesar. Was the first one, search the follow-up, then we can still use the second one.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we don't have a good summon. Oh. They should know what our hand is, so I guess that just forces us to activate Shavara, right?
It does force us to activate Shavara.
I misclicked. I'll just concede, because they've got games since I misclicked. Alright.
That is fine.
Anything in your side deck seem good for this matchup? This looks pretty good.
Yeah, D-Berry for sure. It'll help us to lock them out of their fusion summoning, which is the main way they can play. Anti-Spell Fragrance is also good. It stops their Patchwork, Poly, and their Chimera Fusion. I'd like to see Droplets is good here, because you can send a spell so that you ensure Berfomet gets negated and they don't have it, so they can't chain Book of Moon or something like that.
All right. You find 7 cards to cut.
Yes. They are probably on a whole bunch of hand traps, so I'd like to cut the Ash Blossom, most likely. There's also I want to keep Talents and Thrust, but I might cut just 1 Thrust, and then we'll cut a Rakea Wailing, because it's not too good into this matchup. And since we're going first, it's probably just Disaster as well.
Okay. Last chance to take a quick scan if there's anything else in here we should put in. I think it looks fine.
Yep, that's fine.
All right, come on, Anti-Spell. Hey, we did it.
There it is. And we have combo, and we can play through an Ash if they Ash the first trap.
All right. So set trap, activate Shavara.
And that one will be summoning an Aruka. And then we'll be linking off into Yama.
Shavara a mistake there?
What do you mean?
Shayama. I feel like summoning a Ruha. I feel like I usually summon Shayama. Then again, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because we're going to be adding what's it called? We're going to be adding Sarama here to play around Nib. And then we're going to be setting a trap that stays live. Yep, the escape. And that trap is going to stay live right here because we're not going to be popping it. We're going to be summoning back the Aruka and popping it with Sarama instead of popping the trap.
Gotcha. All right. So grab Sarama. All right. So grab Sarama, normal summon a Sarama, bring back a Ruha.
Yes. And then we're going to pop the Aruka to summon the Shayama. And that'll be Shayama on our 5th summon, which helps us play through Nib.
Shayama, right?
Yes.
I feel like I spaced out somewhere there for 2 seconds. All right. Shayama on... Wait, where do we go?
And then we're going to link off the Yama and the Shayama to summon out Raid. And then we're going to be using Shayama's effect to pop the...
Okay. I feel like this is the slight thing people have been doing to play around Nib. They've been like popping the Rage or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. They have been triggering Sarama. Going to be summoning the Shavara. And then here you can go and they Nib anyways. But it's fine because we have the other trap. We did use Shayama, so they did Nib us on the final summon. But we do have Rage still because we can reborn it with the trap. And we have a pop along with it. Plus we have anti-spell.
All right,
so I think
two?
fine. Yes. They also gave us a big monster to attempt to kill next turn, so we're in a okay position still. In draw phase, we will shotgun the anti-spell.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason to potentially let them fire off any spell.
Yeah.
Super Poly. That's a spell into a pretty mediocre card. It's anti-spell. No reason to rush these, right?
Nope, no reason. We don't want to play into something like an Evenly or something where they can crash it and then activate Evenly. I don't think we have any way to respond to that.
Nothing useful, at least.
Yeah.
All right, so they're going battle.
Okay, so they're attacking with Garura. We can definitely activate Amber, which can summon us the Sarama.
Do we want them to crash, or we can make them not attack at all with Rage? I guess this is the follow-up card too, right?
We can add it back with Rage, so it could just be Rage. It's definitely Rage, because we can also pop the back row. And then, since we're going to pop Rage, that will get us the Sarama back, and we can normal summon it next turn for a whole bunch of follow.
All right, they're moving for end phase, so I guess we'll do it in end phase.
Yeah, we'll just wait for end phase. And we can pop it. Yep, we can pop that, and then we can go Chainlink 1, Yama, Chainlink 2, Rage, so that we can chain block the Yama. Yama will summon the...
adding the hand.
Adding to hand will be Sharvara.
Sharvara to hand. All right. Yama to bring back
the Sarama.
Okay, that's fine. Just double checking. We want to destroy a card?
No.
Okay, that's what I was leaning. That's what I was thinking just because we had the Aruha. Okay. What are our odds of OTKing through this?
I think they're pretty high. They don't have a way to interact with us unless they have something in hand. And then I don't think they have a way to prevent us from killing as well. Unless they have maybe a Bestial or something. But we can make Caesar before it matters. We can go start with Escape or Sarama target escape, popping it. Or
I already called.
Yeah. I forgot we used the chambers. It's fine.
Pop escape?
Yep.
Yeah, chambers went quick.
Did Ash Blossom. I think that's fine. Because we can go into Shavara on Sarama and then activate the effect. And that will summon probably in a ball because we can discard Rhino and that can send us a Shayama.
I guess we let them hold their draw off for as long as possible.
Yes. And then we can send Shayama and then we can link off into another Yama. We can activate Yama. Yeah, Yama 1, Shavara 2. The escape. Then we can search. We haven't used Aruka's hand effect yet. Yeah, we're going to use Aruka's hand effect here. And I think we're going to actually pop the anti-spell to make our talents live here.
Okay, I was actually going to suggest that, or some variation of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now our talent live due to it, and we already popped escape, so we can't trigger it. So we can go activate or pop anti-spell, and then we can activate the talents to look at their hand, make sure they have nothing else. Yeah, they do not. Here we'll just put back the Gazelle.
All right.
Then we can go activate the Yama.
On escape, or
It's going to be on Aruha.
all right.
Yep.
Phone's ringing, just not hang up on it.
No problem.
All day. All right. Aruha.
Yep, Aruha effect. I'll summon us a Shayama.
We already used that effect, right? Oh, we're doing
Yeah, we're going for Caesar.
all right. Caesar right now, or something else? Should we potentially Shayama pop this to get something in play? I don't think there's anything we need.
No, we already used escape as well, so we definitely can't get anything from popping it. I think our best value is just leaving it on field for a pop by popping Yama, and then we have follow up through Shayama and the Sharbara.
Also, we need something to stop Fallen of Albaz, just normal summons. Link off. I guess we just negate it with the...
Yeah, or we can pop it with the escape so it doesn't resolve.
If we attack over Garura, there's a chance they draw evenly, or Nib. If they draw Nib, we have priority in main phase 2 to just overlay, so I think we attack now, right?
Yeah, we can definitely attack now. Get in as much damage as we can possible here. And then we go main phase and then go straight into Caesar. And then we should be in an okay position here. We have enough follow-up to survive next turn as well.
Odds are most of their cards are going to be spells that special summon monsters like Branded Fusion or Branded Opening, or too many normal summons. We know they have Albaz, we can negate, or pop, whatever. Either one should be pretty decent.
And then popping the Yama is also our safest bet if they decided to start with Albaz, so that way we don't play into talents.
Yeah, because I guess we don't know either of the other two cards they have, but that would play around that, but it also would leave us with a weird follow-up, like all we have is Caesar. I guess we'd have to draw a card we could set to use Shayama and then use Yama, bring back something to get in game.
Yeah.
Or just Shayama.
Or it could be like, we could get any monster probably, because then we can link off both into Muckracker and then be fine. Yeah, definitely just activate escape here.
I think I'll be responding to that one.
I just want to take a moment to thank the patrons for their continued support. That's Grie Velorn, lala-la-land, and Paul Aurelius. If you're curious about the Patreon, please look below in the description, where you can also find a link for my Discord server.
Yep. There we go.
All right. Going second for this match.
We definitely want evenly over the anti-spell now. They do tend to set a good amount when they go first. Ash Blossom is also good here. Nib is good when they go for the Branded Fusion line, but it's also risky.
Well, at the very least, we want Ash, right? Because at least one of those cards is worth ashing.
Yes, there's a lot of cards that are worth ashing. I guess we can side back the D barrier for sure, because we're not first anymore. We can side back in the Disaster, because we are going second, and the Rikea, because we will need engine for this grindy game. So if we're going second, I don't think Droplet is as good here as it is. And we'll probably need one more card. They'll probably have to be... That is true. We
also,
can side here now.
Would Dark Ruler do enough? It might, because it turns off all the graveyard cards because they want to control Chimera, the Phantom Beast.
That is true. That would do something unless they go activate Chimera Fusion again, but that wouldn't let them use the Guardian Chimera. Yeah, Dark Ruler would do stuff here. I guess we can side out the...
Or we can just full commit to not playing the Disaster and the Rikea, and we can have an even 7 for 7 then. It's starting to look difficult to cut things. Our opponent may have bailed, because I am no longer able to select cards. What the hell? I was not done. Okay, well, that was weird. I'm not used to playing on Omega, so I'm not sure why it didn't give us the full minute. Maybe we ran out of time and it wasn't clear. Pretty sure it said 1 minute over here.
Okay, they're starting with the Dragoon.
At the very least, none of these cards were side out, so we wouldn't have drawn any side, but Skith's Prosperity may not get anywhere. Thoughts on using Prosperity for 3 to see if they negate it? Because what is using Prosperity for 3 signal to your opponent? It's from one of two things, right? We have 2 Prosperity, or alternatively, our hand is broken and we don't really need to give up extra deck.
Yeah, that does work. I was thinking maybe start with Prison, but no. That plays into the same problem of Dragoon negating that.
Oh, they took
or
Prison.
not.
So now we don't have that choice, and we're stuck with Anti-Spell because The game didn't let me do what I gotta do. All right. So that's probably Chimera Fusion.
It most likely is. If we start with Prosperity, if they negate that, it'll be hard to out Dragoon, but I think it's manageable.
All right. I guess we're going for it. Do we do 6? Probably, right?
I think we might want to do 3 here because we do have a way to combo at least, even if they negate our tour guide with the Mirror Swords Knight.
All right. Preferable 3.
Mudcracker, Griffin, since we're not using those anymore here, and then it'll probably be an Anguish.
Alrighty. Will they respond? Are they afraid of us going only for 3? Or can they see through it? I mean, we could get the droplet now, which could be something.
Yeah, that would help us out a lot, because if they decide to Dragoon the tour guide, it'll let us... They haven't triggered the Mirror Swords Knight yet, so they haven't played it Thrust yet, but there is a slight possibility they will. There is a huge possibility they will if we start with tour guide. Could be, yeah, it's definitely Thrust here.
Well, otherwise we're like choosing between 2 normal summons.
Yeah.
Droll. It's funny when they droll. It like turns off like a lot of the good plays out of Chimera Fusion. What will they do? Yeah, I'm a little annoyed it didn't let us do the rest of the side decking. At the very least, Anti-Spell would have been something else. It could have been Dark Ruler. I was thinking Herald of the Abyss maybe to out either one of these cards, and then this would they wouldn't be able to summon this again. I think that's what Herald of the Abyss says, right? They can't use the effects of the card. That would turn off all the Grave Revivals for the Illusionist.
Yeah, so we'd be able to kill it during that, and then it'll stop the negates.
Oh, they're desperately thinking. I'm not sure it's taking them so long. I feel like it doesn't change too much. They'd probably assume we had the rest to begin with. Imagine we did 6 and all it did was reveal we didn't get the side out and shows a bunch of anti-spells and D-barrier. Well, we might just get a free win by disconnect, which I will take. Come on. Back with 1 second left. All right. Normal tour guide?
Yeah. Normal summon tour guide and use the effect.
They didn't respond. Maybe they're afraid to run out of time. Rhino?
Yeah. Rhino Warrior.
Is there any way we can potentially resolve a Zeus here?
There is a way, yes. They do have 2 negates, so it's gonna be rough. No, it's not gonna be rough. There is a way. Yeah. We can go straight into Darius.
All right. So Darius can just make itself so it can't be destroyed by battle, specifically, right?
Yeah, we can go into Darius, but then after that we can go next on top of that, which is enough to beat over the Chimera. Now they lost their Swords Knight negate, meaning we're gonna have 2 Zeus Sends, and they're only going to have Dragoon to be able to negate one of them.
All right. But they could just Chimera Fusion and blow this up, right?
Yes.
So it's not like it's a perfect play. It's a play.
It's a play, yeah.
I guess they found it out. I guess we get to negate, or we get to try to attach something, right?
Yeah, but that'd be fine, because we can... Yeah, that would be fine, because we can detach the Rhino. We could probably force the... in that way.
So they used 1 on field, 2 in hand, right? All right, so they're going to destroy this. I guess we can't attach an on-field card, a graveyard card.
I think it'd be fine, because...
No, it's not giving me the option, so I can't respond to the graveyard card.
Yeah, but I think it's fine, because they pop that, and then we can go Rhino effect. And if they negate it, we can most likely still play through here. Here, they already activated an effect, so this is weird here.
We have normal summoned. We can send this and pop one of our dead spells, or we could dump this to have a trap to pop with Sharvara, right? Those are really the only 2 choices.
Yes, it is the only 2 choices, but the problem with using Sharvara early is we can't use it after we link with Yama, meaning it'll be a weird play. We already normal summoned, but I think it's manageable.
All right, so what am I sending?
So you will send Sharvara here. And that'll summon, yep.
I do think this play reeks of desperation more than the other possibility, but I guess we just rust and set whatever.
Hit with the escape. And then we'll activate the Sharvara, we'll start with Thrust. And we'll force the Dragoon, because we're going to add Talents, and then Talents effect to take. And then we can play after that freely, unless they drew into an Ash Blossom or something.
Which is a decent chance. Okay, so they're just going to negate that. All right.
They did discard a Nib, which I think is, fine, because they don't want to get rid of their own board. We will go into Sharvara effect.
Pop escape?
Yes.
All right, I was actually thinking now, going backwards, maybe we should have not used the Machinex yet, because now we could make Caesar, and then we could have Machinex over Caesar for the Zeus afterwards. That's just a thought that came to mind now. Because now we could have got the option for that double Zeus now, I think. All right, escape effect. What to get? Yeah, because maybe they wouldn't have popped Darius. Maybe would have landed the hit. I guess then we go into the Maki next, and then they stop it anyway.
Yeah.
All right. What do we grab?
Here it's gonna be Shayama. It's the only way we can play.
Oh yeah, they have freaking Cartesia. So what are they fusion summoning? Based on the board. Ah, that guy's pretty good.
Reliever.
Yeah, he's relieving.
I don't think they can negate much here. They did use all their negates now, so we can definitely go for Zeus line here.
Just attack and then Zeus. We also have anti-spell for some reason, which should be good. Overlay Caesar, attack over Cartesia, make Zeus send the board, detaching Caesar, search for contract.
That is a play, but we could probably get Yama into graveyard for even more follow-up for next turn instead of just contract.
We already used... Well, we didn't use graveyard effect to this. We've already used the trap set. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but we can add the
We only have 12
Aruka.
seconds, so I'm just going to make the executive decision only because of the timer. Yeah. But we'll talk about that afterwards, maybe.
Okay.
So I'll just go with Zeus commit, and then hopefully they'll just lose to anti-spell.
And I think we keep Shavara attached so that we can get the graveyard effect on their turn.
Fair. Oh, did they use the monster negate effect? No, they didn't, right?
I don't think so.
Oh, I should have attacked over Chimera. I'm dumb. The timer got me.
Yeah. I was thinking we can go into Yama. Yama would have searched Aruka. We set Prosperity since we can't activate it this turn, and then pop it with Aruka. And then after that, we go Shayama, pop the Aruka to summon another Shavara, then go Caesar, then attack, and then we could Zeus after. And then we have
wouldn't we
Shayama.
be using Aruka and getting Fiend locked?
Oh, we would. You're right.
Okay. It's a pretty long combo. Oh, really? That's the response? Okay. Okay, so just bringing a guy back, which I don't think does much here. Because they already did their search, right? So their last card has probably Chimera Fusion.
I don't think they did the search with Baphomet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then I guess we have a pretty good idea what they're going to get next turn. Oh, did it not let me search?
I think it has to be sent from field to graveyard. I think that's why.
Well, just read it, just double check. It's sent from the field. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was just mistaken. Okay.
We can rarity in the anti-spell though. And just pray for next turn.
Okay. Okay, let's see how they react to this. They'll just probably immediately fusion summon, right?
If they drew I don't know any, they could probably get two that could help them fusion summon and draw phase with just one Baphomet on field.
Baphomet searched, did it not search the other one?
Yeah, I did search Chimera Fusion, but it's during main phase only, so if we shotgun the anti-spell, we're fine.
Alrighty. Random effect. Do something about it. Unexpected things from making a mistake. Well, that's a pretty good card. Now I wish the Zeus was still here, but whatever. Had to be used. Oh, look, we get to use the Maki next for Prosperity. Ah, Grangoyle. Alright.
Okay, so we're not dying this turn.
Huh.
Alright. So we do have to start with Prosperity for 3, because we don't want to banish too many resources.
Alright, what do we need to keep? Maybe we can. Because we're definitely going to get this. We need this at this point.
We can banish one of the Rages, because it's not as good in this matchup. And then we can banish the Abom. No, because we want that to pop their whole entire back row. It might just be the Unicorn.
Okay.
So the Machinax, the Unicorn, and one of the Rages. And that gets us perfect follow-up, because we have Surama.
So I guess we're grabbing Escape, right? Or
I would stick Surama, because we have stuff we can trigger in the grave just by setting it and popping it.
Or we have Escaping Grave. Okay.
Yeah. We can start with normal summoning and then use the effect. And if they tried to imperm this, then we still have Shayama to keep playing. And that'll summon us the Shavara, so we can get the other trap in rotation. I'll summon Yama. Yama 1, Shavara 2. Shavara will set Chamber. And we'll add the Aruka here. We'll activate the Aruka, popping the trap. Activate the Chamber. That'll summon the Bomb. Yeah. That'll summon a Bomb effect, to pop a card. We probably pop a back row here since we can beat over their board.
Alright. I'll just pick one. Alright.
There's the Patchwork, okay. And then we can go into the Shayama effect, popping Aruka. And then Aruka effect trigger. Summon Rakea.
I feel like we're running low on names. There might just be like an Aruha left in deck or something.
There might be, but I think we could still summon the Shayama here to make a... Yeah, we can still go for that. So if we go link off the Yama and Abominable into Anguish, then Anguish effect to link off one of their cards
This can potentially do something, right?
in the graveyard, I think. No?
I think it's... Oh, shit. That was not supposed to happen. I meant to read it, not target it.
That's
Okay.
fine.
I guess they let it worked, so it doesn't matter.
So summon effect, and then you can go Shayama effect, target the Rakea. Yep. And then that'll pop one of their back rows. And then we can go Rakea 1, Yama 2, Abominable 3.
What are we specialing from... What am I specialing for? Yama. What do we bring back?
We're going to bring back Shayama since I do believe we have Caesar. Yeah, we do have a Caesar left in the...
Sure, right?
So yeah. Yes, because we're going to make another Caesar.
Destroy one
No.
card we control? I don't think so.
Yes, Aruka summon. And then we can go battle phase here because they would have nibbed by now. And then we can go attack with...
We used the Ruka float, right?
Did we use them? Yeah, we did.
I'm fairly certain. I feel like we're through everything.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll just attack over and we'll use the effect, popping that, and we'll attack with everything else.
And we're doing half damage.
Then we can go for Caesar. Once we're done attacking, then we can pass on this board.
All right. And anti-spell, hard carry.
Yeah.
They can't do anything with spells. Should we just negate it? I guess we negate the fusion attempt if it does anything.
Yeah, I think we just negate the fusion attempt.
Also, maybe they'll put a card on the field and we can resolve a bomb.
It's definitely the fusion attempt because they can just normal summon it, whereas they have another one.
Oh, that I wasn't expecting, but interesting. Oh, they went end phase. Yeah, I guess we just destroy you.
Yep.
That create?
And yeah,
I'll take a fluke win over anything. Woo! Awesome.
I
It's-
know they have to be mad after the anti-spell going second.
Yeah, the game made us do it. It's not like I intended to side deck like this, but that happens sometimes. You leave in the floodgate, so when you break the board, you get to stick the board. It's like the theory behind playing the second Caesar, only that makes more sense. All right, that game took a lot longer than planned, so I think we're only going to play the one. Let's go back to the deck list, see if there's anything that didn't come up worth talking about. Okay, so here we are. Things that did not come up. We did summon Darius, although I believe Darius into Machine X is like the, what do you call it? The counter to, what is it, Dimension Shifter?
But yeah,
All
it's the counter getting shifted against Flu. It was for Cash as well, but Cash isn't a deck anymore. So mainly just Flu.
Okay, so for Flu, I guess it would do something in Exo Sister. If we just normal Tour
Yeah.
Guide, we can make this into Machine X, and then we have just a one attach Machine X, right?
We'd have a 2 because we would
Tour
teach and a tour guide. We'll still have Rhino under it, and then we'll be attaching there. So that's 2 more materials under it.
Oh, yeah, I forget we're actually attaching a card, so that does that. It's also like you use for the dead Dark Contracts, and we can still just search one later. Okay, thinking of anything else didn't come up. I think most things came up, with the exception of the Muckraker package. How
Yep.
often do you summon this not for the Griffin?
A good amount of the times. Like I said, the third Anguish, the second Anguish does come up, but you can sometimes go Muckraker, read one of the Anguish, and that helps keep playing. And not even to make Griffin, you can make Abomination's Prison sometimes and just pop a lot of their cards, or you can make another Rage for next turn if you already outed a good amount of their board and you don't need it.
Okay. Thoughts on, I think some people were trying some weird stuff. I didn't really watch, we're recording this like the day after YCS Dortmund.
Yeah.
I think Jesse posted his list the other day. I wasn't really watching at the time, I was just listening. I know people were talking about making Beatrice foolish Necroworld Banshee to set up like Zombie World for like Flu. I don't know if that's a thing you thought about.
It is possible. It's just weird because you have to make sure you're not fiend locked while you're trying to get Shayama in the graveyard because you can't make Beatrice with Shavara.
At least not off summoned from hand. If you just Shayama, pop, Sarama, summon Shavara from deck, overlay for Beatrice, then that would be like a play.
But if you had to start with something like Aruka and then you're force fiend locked, it's not going to come up. It really depends on the situation.
It's probably potentially worth the side slot just because the matchup is just so bad.
Yeah.
Might be better than just siding too many copies of cards we might not have room for. All right, just trying to think if there's anything else worth mentioning. I think this kind of covers it, unless you can think of anything else.
The droplets didn't really show up, but they, in almost every scenario that we went second, they were good. We just never got to use them.
I
or
guess it
even going
forced us to
first.
trade a lot of cards like 1 for 1 that we could have just 3 for 1.
Yeah. I do think it's nice though in this deck because people usually tend to imperm or Book of Moon or something your Caesar. Like they'll try to get rid of it. So if it's negated on field, you can send the Caesar and then you get a whole bunch of advantage off of it.
From detaching both from the Sharvara, the Shyama, and the Caesar going to field all at once?
Yeah. You go +3 just to negate like one of their monsters, and then you can even send more if you want.
Okay. All right, cool. I think that kind of wraps this up. Once again, Ravage, thanks again for coming on. I appreciate this. Everyone go check out the Chamber of the Unchained Tylers, the Unchained Discord server, and check out the combo guide if you want to see that. You can see all the Muckraker lines. Pretty much, if just to clarify what Muckraker lines are, is you summon Muckraker co-link to Nightmare Griffin. You get a free draw, you get to set both trap cards, and it's you put it in the main monster zone middle for the most part, unless you get nibbed, in which case it winds up not in the main monster zone, but then your opponent has to attack over Muckraker. It's really good against decks that don't have links at all. Fusion decks. It would have been good in this match, I think, to go first and set that up, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think we're really good. We did go first once, but we had like anti-spell, right? So it was irrelevant.
Yeah. It was irrelevant because we got nibbed, but we were fine because we had the chamber trap as well. So we were getting rage anyways, which is what the Griffin line does.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. That's all, everybody. We'll see y'all for future videos, and catch you later.